Good morning. Hello, everybody. Sorry, texting another child. Texting a child. I'm always texting a child in the morning. Oh, happy Wednesday. Oh, let's get it started, huh? All right. Is my internet connection funky? Come on, internet. All right, let me try it. All right, it looks like my internet connection is funky on one end, but we'll see what happens on the other. Good morning. I'm going to dive into this, so hopefully I won't be on too long. We're going to talk a little bit about magic today, and I'm going to go back over some definitions of magic. Hey, y'all on Instagram. Good morning, Dr. J. Good morning, Sherry P. Good morning, Phoenix. Good morning, Terry. Hello, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, the Facebook group, the Facebook page. Hello to everybody. Hi, how y'all doing? Okay, so if you don't know who I am, you're just joining. You're like, well, what is this discussion about? My name is Devi Maishan. I am the Sensual Energy Alchemist. I am a master life coach and teacher of sacred sexuality. And my business, Sensual Energy Alchemy, LLC, reconnects Black women to their freedom, their sovereignty, and their power through their sensuality and their pleasure. Yes, we like to get juicy around these parts. And we have been working through the Abundance book, also known as the 40-Day Prosperity Plan with John Randolph Price. Hey, Janae. With John Randolph Price. We are on day 28, which means we are saying statement 8 for the third time. We've got one more go round of the statements, but we're on statement 8 today, and it is one of my other favorite statements. Statement 5 and statement 8 are two of my favorites. Statement 8 says, "My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire." I'm going to read it one more time. "My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire." And the thing that I love about this statement is that it lets me know that it ain't over, that all of the things I've gone through, you've gone through, all of the losses that you've had, all of the heartache, the pain, the just everything that was taken from you, or that you feel was taken from you, that all of this belief in this divine source within you can restore all of those years. You could have spent 20 years struggling, and when all of these years are restored, the next 10 years feels like 30, because time doesn't exist. Cycles exist. And so we can easily go, and we have, right? We can easily go through 1 year and it feel like 5. We could easily go through 1 year and it feel like, when is this going to be over? So I love this statement because it's a reminder that there's like, you're not too old, you're not behind, you're not lagging. You're exactly where you need to be for your soul's journey. And we're all not here to have the same journey, y'all. This is why we can't compare ourselves to other people. We're not here for the same things. We didn't come here for the same lessons. Okay? So this is one of the reasons why, good morning, why I love statement 8 so much. It is a reminder of that. So today we are going to talk about some magical things. Can I just say, my hair is now, I feel like I look like a lead singer from a group from like the 1960s or something. One of the male, like I've just had concholine put in my hair. It is now long enough to run through one of those really like thin combs. It's like I can't just brush it anymore. Now I actually have to start combing through it. But I feel like I have like this is just me with castor oil and vitamin D, but I feel like I have pomade or something in my head. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do as it starts to go through that awkward phase of growing back out. By the way, if you want your hair to grow fast, castor oil and vitamin D apparently is a really good, vitamin E. Castor oil and vitamin E are really good combinations. Okay. Beauty tips for the 5 heartbeats. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's how your son's here right now. He's growing it out. My goodness. All right, let me get into the magical stuff because if I got a lot of black women on here, we will have a whole conversation about hair, and I'll forget about the magical stuff. So, a couple of days ago, I talked about magic and I talked about the supernatural, and I talked about this idea that we have that, like, if you've grown up in the black church, it's such a weird dichotomy because there's this part that's like magic is of the devil, but apparently people have the tradition of cooking black-eyed peas and having a man walk through the house on New Year's. I didn't grow up with that tradition. My grandmother didn't introduce that tradition to me. I don't think she did it. She was from what I understand, I think she grew up as a Seventh-day Adventist. I'm not quite sure. Something really strict. Like they didn't listen to music or anything. No pants. But I knew her as a Baptist grandmother. So when she did listen to music, it was only gospel music. So I did not. Oh, thank you. Yeah, of course I do. But oh, thank you. Yes. I do look beautiful. But she didn't follow the traditions that I hear about. She was from the South, but she didn't follow these traditions. She was very, her family was very strict. So my mother didn't come in with these traditions. There was none of that. But it's interesting to me how lighting candles or sage or using crystals for some is considered to be witchcraft, and these same folks are cooking black-eyed peas for good luck. Like I'm, talking about nobody can walk through the door except for a man, and I'm like, help it make sense to me. Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with cooking black-eyed peas for good luck or any of that stuff. I think it's wonderful, and so are the crystals, and so are the candles, and all of it. And I talked about how I think part of the disconnect is the idea that we give power to these things versus keeping the power where, for lack of better terminology, keeping the power where it belongs. So the idea is not to give power to the candle or power to the crystal, which is not that's not how I perceive it. You can perceive it, and here's the thing, you can perceive it anything you want. I'm not a this is right, you're wrong type of person when it comes to beliefs. I'm not in a position to tell you that, and you're not in a position to tell me. My personal understanding, and this is just based on, I love to study religions, ancient, now, the origins of them, the historical implications of them, not just the book, but what was happening at that time. What was the political landscape? Why did they put these things in place? Why are we supposed to do these things? And does it still apply in 2024? Or are we following traditions because it's been traditions? And I'm just not a person to follow things just because it's always been done or because somebody wrote it down. So I like to study. What I have learned from my perspective is as much of what's in this book. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to teach it to you all. So I believe in statement 1. I believe in that implicitly. I believe that source energy is lavish, unfailing abundance. I believe that source is individualized as you. I believe that if the creator, source, God is an ocean, we are that in a cup, and the body is the cup, and we've got that in us. I believe that. Because I believe that, as I've stated before, right? I am the power source. You are the power source through your connection. And I believe that all of the prophets from Yeshua to Buddha to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to all of the people who have come to teach us were giving us information to remind us that we are that connection, not to worship them, but like, hey, if you meditate, if you pray, if you eat a certain way, you will find that the love and knowledge of the infinite source that exists within you will flow a lot easier and guide you through this human experience that you're having. That's my take on it, stripped of all of the dogma that we are given around it. To me, that's when I strip it down, that's just what it is. So if I have that understanding for me, and perhaps you do for you, because that's why you're still listening, or maybe you're curious, then anything that I add on to this will amplify that which already exists within me. And I don't see anything wrong with that. It's like wearing accessories or a belt. Like my friend Dr. Jamesia said, like, I'm gorgeous with the hair. But shoot, let me add on some earrings to amplify that. Maybe I want to put some mascara on to make it pop a little bit more. Maybe I want to choose a certain sweater to just give it some zhuzh. But me standing naked and alone is just fine. It's just fine. The eyelashes, if I were to put them on, don't make me. The lipstick doesn't make me. It amplifies what already exists. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So when we talk about using candles or different colors, and I think I want to talk about colors today. You are amplifying something else. You're not making the candle your source. The candles on my altar are not my source. They amplify. They connect with a part of me and they expand that. I'm not here worshiping the candle. I mean, if that's your thing, I don't want to yuck your yum, but I'm not here worshiping the candle or the color. In fact, I acknowledge that if the divine created everything, and if we are vibrational beings, which we are, that is scientifically proven. That's not a woo-woo thing. That's science. We vibrate. There's an electromagnetic field around every single human being. We are connected to the earth. The earth has an electromagnetic field. That's sciencey stuff. Science, if you've ever taken physics or anything else, will tell you that each color has a vibration. That's why we see it in a different color. So if the divine created each color with a vibration or a certain crystal with properties, that's what the divine did. That's what God did. So for me to say, if God created hematite with properties that in ancient wisdom have been shown to protect, why would I say, oh, that's of the devil, when God made it? The devil didn't make the crystals. I don't believe in a devil, but for y'all that do, the devil didn't make the crystals. The devil didn't make the colors. So I can't, I just can't get into that because now that sounds like fear-based dogma for me. So I believe that if God made it and it carries with it a certain vibration, if I combine that vibration with the power that already exists in me, am I not just amplifying what already naturally exists without taking away? How could I possibly take away from the divine? How could I even begin to do that? How could I ever, to diminish the divine's power would then be to diminish me, since I am part of that, right? Good morning, y'all. So I hope this kind of makes sense to you when we start talking about like magic, the supernatural, because again, to just believe in a God is a bit supernatural. Yeah. To believe in a force that you cannot naturally see with your eyes, but have faith that it exists. Well, you're already practicing some interesting form of magic. So I just from the logical perspective, at least for me, okay. So yes, and communion. So here, so here's my thing about I'm not trying to offend anybody, but communion is one of those things that's also really interesting to me. Again, I'm good with it. I got candles, but it's also interesting to me that somebody would say, "Oh no, that's evil," but you want me to drink someone's blood and eat their flesh. And hey, I'm here for it. Just I don't see the difference. Personally, I just don't. When I look at what the thread is, you see a lot of people are looking at the thing that's being done and not the underlying um energetic of the activity. And I'm always looking at the underlying energetics of activities, because it could look 5 different ways, but it's still the same thing. All right, so, and hoodoo, yes. All right, so, and especially for the people of the African diaspora, the way if you want to see how Christianity was practiced, I suggest looking at Ethiopians. Ethiopians practice Christianity in a way that was originally practiced. They are one of the oldest living, still intact folk from that time that practice Christianity. And it's very different from the way we practice it here in the Western Hemisphere, because our practice is also infused with a lot of trauma and fear. It is. You cannot come out of chattel slavery with a belief system literally beat into you. And even if you do your best to make the best of it, which we have, it is still infused with the energy of fear and trauma for far too many of us. And they need to cling to that as the only way, because it was indeed the only way many of us survived chattel slavery. I respect that. That belief system got us through, gave us hope, even in the midst of huge atrocities. But the underlying energy of the fear and the trauma still lingers in there. All right, I could talk a lot about that, but let's get into the candle magic, okay? Because I love my people. And I want us to, whatever it is that we're doing, to do it in a spirit of freedom and sovereignty. Whatever it is that you believe, so let it come from a feeling of freedom and sovereignty and power. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about colors. Maybe I'll talk about days of the week next time. Let's talk about colors. And we're going to do just a brief overview for those of you who may not know. So, we've got Roy G. Biv, right? If you don't remember the acronym: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, the basic colors, if you will. And each color carries with it a vibration. Now, I'm going to go over just really quickly some basic colors, and then I want to hone in on the colors that represent, they can all represent abundance to me, but the colors that people specifically use. Obviously, One of the colors is probably green, right? Green is going to be one of the colors that people are going to use to represent abundance because it matches the color of money. Yellow. Yellow is a color that people are going to use. Why? Because yellow looks like gold. So that's one of the colors that people might use. So you're getting the idea a little bit. Okay, so just a real quick overview. If you've never heard of I could call it color magic, I could call it color vibrations, call it whatever you want. But the colors you wear, even the colors, the clothes you wear, by the way, have meaning. If you are working with a stylist and you want to exude a certain energetic, they will dress you in certain colors on purpose. Right? Black carries with it a certain connotation. Unfortunately, due to white inferiority complex, the black has come to mean something that is negative, which it does not. If you study physics, it's actually all of the colors. Okay, all of them. All right, so let's go. That's why we can make all the people. All right, so red. Red is often associated with lust, passion, anger. Red for Valentine's Day, right? I'm seeing red. Like we use this already in our life, in our terminology. So red can go, and every color has its positives and its negatives because there's duality in the universe. So red is something that can signify love and lust and all these wonderful feelings. And it can also be rage and anger, right? It can give you energy. It's an energy invoking color when you wear red. It's one of the colors of my brand are an offshoot of red. I was using red before, it just felt like a little much. So it's like a subtle red, more of a pinkish, to give it a little if you will. Okay. Orange. Orange, and these colors are also associated with your chakras, which we did not get into, and I don't know if we're going to, but they're associated with the chakra systems that exist, the 7 chakra systems that exist in Tibetan Buddhism, because there are different types of Buddhism. So it exists in the 7th chakra system, which also, I don't want to say that because I'm not sure yet, but so that's red. Orange. Orange is the color of creation. Right? Orange is the color of release. Orange is feminine energy, right? It's associated with our sacral chakra. Red is associated with our root, with fear. And orange is associated with the sacral chakra, with the womb, with all of the juicy wind your hips, all of the twerking, all of that energy is associated with orange. Emotional connections. So if you want to create something, you might use the color orange. Or if you want to feel creative, you want to wear the color orange. Yellow. I have yellow burning today. I do. I have my yellow candle burning today because yellow can also signify good communication. So can blue, but I chose yellow for today. So yellow is a happy color. It's joyful. We know this. We see yellow, we go, yay. It just makes us feel kind of good. You know what I mean? It helps you to embrace your imperfections. It's good for inner child work. Yellow just brings us back to innocence. It carries that vibration with it. Green, associated with money, right? In the US, because our currency is green. If you live in another country, that green might not work for you, right? If your paper money is orange or red or brown, it might be different for you. But I live in the Western Hemisphere. Green is the color of our money. And so when doing any type of workings around money abundance, green is it. And the reason why I'm going through all the colors is because abundance is beyond cash, right? So if you'd like an abundance of creativity, you feel a little stuck, you're writing something, you light an orange candle, you get yourself some orange scent to spray, stuff like that, to help boost or amplify the creativity within you. Again, the orange scent is not the power. The orange scent is amplifying your personal creative power, which is connected to the divine. This is all magic is, by the way. This is all what people call witchcraft is, by the way. And witchcraft was created as a way to diminish women's power so that we would not be connected to the divine in this way. Because when we are, we're unstoppable. But if you make that evil, then women will disconnect from that and shut ourselves off from a huge part of our power. All right, light blue can be acceptance and truth. Indigo, right? Is often associated with indigo and violet associated with psychic energies, psychic powers, your third eye, higher frequency, life's purpose, things of that nature. Same like purple, right? All of those types of colors together, it's opening you up more to a higher plane of existence. So you can often if you're doing a meditation, may have a purple candle or an indigo candle burning. Pink signifies love. We love pink, like in the way of it. Just for many of us, it makes us feel a little it calls in connection. It has a sense of purity to it. It's between red and white, right? So it's got this beautiful purity, but also the softer side of love, if you will. Black is actually associated with protection. Okay. And protecting yourself, banishing things that you no longer want to have in your existence. Black is a very important color. We don't ever want to bypass that. We can use the color black to destroy negative habits and patterns. Black is clearing. It helps to clear us. Okay. White candles are great for new beginnings, fresh starts, for cleansing. And so after you've cleared things, then you do a little cleansing around for peace and for tranquility. Gold, high vibration. We are in 2024. My business coach likes to say 24 karat gold. Gold is associated with abundance and wealth, and abundance in all ways. It is high vibrational. It can assist you with goal setting. You can amplify other aspects by pairing gold with it. So I can amplify my creative energy by pairing gold with an orange candle to help amplify what's already in me. So gold is also an amplifier. So these are some examples of colors and their vibrations. Y'all can Google all day long and you will find a whole lot of information. I just wanted to do like a brief overview of it. A lot of orange in the house. Yes, orange is creative. Orange can also be, it's very tranquil, like oranges, burnt orange, colors that are like lighter browns. There's a feeling, there's an earthiness to them. It's grounding. It makes you feel like, So if you have a house that's full of a lot of orange, when people walk in, they might feel like, I like this here. It's relaxing. It just, they don't even know. It's just, right? Of course, if the person who has the home doesn't feel that way, you might not feel as calm because, again, colors amplify. Okay, they don't just create the space, they amplify what's happening. So if you have difficulty with your anger expression and it comes out in ways that's just not the most productive, and you're wearing red, most likely you're not going to attract the lust and love folk. You're going to somehow attract more of what you're amplifying. You might find yourself in a lot of fights, a lot of arguments, things of that nature. The colors amplify you. The color is not the power. Color is just doing what it's doing by itself. It's neutral. But when it comes into contact with your vibration, whatever's happening with you can now be amplified. Okay? So I hope that explains that. So when it comes to your abundance workings, what would you like an abundance of? What color matches that frequency? I believe brown is also a color for great health, right? Do you want to amplify, let's just keep it real. It's a lot of y'all are doing this because you want to amplify your money. Okay? Although, again, for me, abundance is all of it. But let's stick with the money, right? You want to amplify your money. See how we have worked through some of the things, because if you're not clear on what you want, if you're not clear on your money trauma, and you think that you're going to, and this is why candle work and spell work doesn't always work. If you haven't worked through some of these traumas, or you're at least not even aware of them, and you go to light a green candle and a gold one to amplify the green, but you have a fear of money, guess what gets amplified? You're not going to receive a whole lot of what you're afraid of. The green candle isn't going to magically dissipate your fear around money. So if that's not even addressed, if it's not even looked at, you need to be lighting the candles to help release that fear, like black and gold, because gold is an amplifier, or just the black. And do that for a while. Black candle, white, black candle, yellow, right? Release this, bring joy in. Release, pink candle. There's other work that you want to do to get yourself to a baseline. So now when you light that green candle, it feels like the yellow and the pink. And you're not sitting here in front of a green candle going, please bring me money. We're not doing that. The green candle cannot bring you money. It's going to look at you like, but it can amplify what's in you. So does it start to make sense why we have gone through some of the things, like the exercises, that the journal writing that you've done, the questions that you've been given, to clear out some of these things, for you to be aware of some of these things? So whatever it is that you want to call to you in abundance, you're doing it from a clear space. You don't want to call in abundance from a fear-based location. Oh, I'm late. Oh my God. What? Send me money. I'm so afraid. It's not. It's like riding a bike with the gears that don't work. You can't go anywhere. And then this comes back to trust and action. Here's what action looks like, a real case scenario for some folks. Orange attracts creativity. That was a question on Instagram. Orange attracts creativity. I also say you can use yellow too. If you're a writer, if you're writing or speaking, I would maybe pair that with a blue, because blue represents expression as well, with the throat chakra. Hopefully that's helpful. Y'all can do all kinds of combinations of colors. Okay, it's just, where's the energy coming from, and what are you amplifying? All right, so let's say you got your house, you got your mortgage, right? Some things have happened. You're behind on your mortgage, right? You're in panic mode. It happens, right? Fear sets in. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose my whole life. They're gonna take my house. Like it's all in there. So we've gone through, are you a fighter? Do you flight, freeze, fawn with your money? Like, where are you with that? Right? Are you just gonna be angry? Are you gonna ignore the calls about your mortgage? Are you not gonna look at your bank statements to see what's going on? Are you just gonna ignore the situation? Are you gonna sit in freeze mode and just wait for them to take your house? And I don't know what to do. So now you've identified how you would respond, so you can work on that, because you don't want to just sit and let somebody take your house. So now what you want to do is perhaps, right? You want to just get into some breath work. We did some breath work. We did some meditations. You want to calm your nervous system down. You won't be able to, when your nervous system is activated, your frontal lobe shuts down on purpose, because your body just needs to react. There's no thinking. It's why if you're being attacked and you decide and you're beating someone to get off of you, you just black out. Your body's reacting. Frontal lobe not thinking. So you need to bring your body back into some homeostasis. We talked about meditation, we talked about movement, journaling, all of these other things. There are so many others are designed to help bring you back into some level of calm and homeostasis so you can turn your frontal lobe back on. Okay, frontal lobe is turned back on. You're out of your panic mode. Right? What can I do? How can I solve this problem? Not what am I going to do, but how can I solve this problem? Well, maybe I think I have some ideas, but I feel a little stuck. So maybe I light a green candle, or maybe an orange candle. Since we're talking about creativity, maybe I get myself some orange crystals. The colors are the same, right? Orange is creativity. Maybe I do that. Help me to get some ideas going. Okay, you can do. Hey, pray. Okay, by all means, please do. Like, I'm not suggesting you don't connect to source in the way that you connect to source. I'm saying let's amplify the connection. Okay, mortgages due. You're trying to save your house. Let's bring in all the resources that the divine has given us to do so. Okay, so you got your prayers going. You maybe you're doing your writing. Your honest writing. I am not sure how this situation will be solved, but I trust that the divine has my back. I'm not sure how the situation will be solved, but I trust that the divine has my back. Maybe you start there, right? Maybe you light your orange candle every day. I am open to ideas from the divine, from God, from source energy to help me solve this problem. All right, okay. So you're a little calmer now, right? Now, let's talk about action. Action looks like calling the mortgage company to see what can be done. It looks like going to your bank. It looks like having a bake sale to raise the extra money. It looks like asking a relative who has the extra money. It looks like maybe renegotiating, if you possibly can, your interest rate. It might look like taking on a second job or doing other odd jobs. See, all of this works together. But what you're not going to do is sit in the house and light a green candle and just go, bring me money. I mean, you could. And look, I know for some of y'all who use like Sync Expedite and all that, we're not going into that today. we're not we're not touching the amplification through deities today. I thought about having that discussion, but if you're interested in that, come into the Sensual Oasis. I'll talk about it in there. But there are ways in which we can use the energy of deities to do the same. But we're not going to do that's a lot for folks. Let's just stick with what's on the earth. Okay. So do you understand how all of this works together? Do you understand how the trust is necessary? How you understanding yourself is necessary? Whether it's wealth or health or love or anything else, you have to start here first and then allow that to amplify into the world, to show up into the world. But it starts internally. This is not external work, and you don't have to do anything when it comes to your abundance. If you don't trust that you are taken care of, you will the struggle will be real. Life will be very difficult and hard. Everything is going to be against you. That type of thinking leads to illness. It really does. That type of thinking shifts the vibration in your entire body. Your cells don't operate optimally when your thinking is like that. Your literal mitochondria, they cannot function at their highest vibration and do what they need to do to protect you when your energetic levels are low and your thinking is that none of this works out for me. So there won't be an abundance of wealth or health. You might make it through. You might just skate on through. And for some folks, that's okay. Everybody's not here to live at their highest self. I'm hoping that I'm speaking to people who are actually interested in living at their highest level, because the more we each do that, the better a world we live in. So why not? A lot of violence in the world petty violence happens because people are living in scarcity, not because they're violent people, but because they don't have and feel like they're never going to get. And so they have to take. It's just not going to happen for them. It's never going to exist. It's for those people over there. And so they take because they don't have the belief or the trust, understandably so, due to systems of oppression. We're not bypassing this. This is not that it's a their fault thing, but it is eventually an individual's responsibility to decide, if given the opportunity to make the choice. Some people aren't given the opportunity to make the choice. How would I like to live? How would I like to view my life? Do I want to view it as something always lacking and have no trust and no faith? That's fine. Or do I want to view my life as ever abundant, always sustained by something that is beyond me, that I may not be able to understand or explain? Call it what you want. And that I am a part of that. And because I am a part of that, I can create the life I desire. I deserve better than what I thought I was given. And I will not listen to voices that ever tell me that I am less than or not deserving of anything on this planet. Especially when I've come into this world in a body that represents the hue of the people who started civilizations. How could I possibly deny myself all of what this planet has to offer when I come from that energetic lineage? That is what I'm hoping that you all will get out of this. All right, so we've gone through some colors today. Feel free to Google some more colors. There's lots of information out there. You can Google color correspondences, color magic, color vibrations, and their meanings, and get yourself some stuff in there. We're going to read statement 8 today. We're going to read statement 8 again. Of course, we're going to read statement 8 today. And this is day 28 of the Abundance book, okay? Statement 8. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. My consciousness of the spirit within me as my unlimited source is the divine power to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make all things new, to lift me up to the high road of abundant prosperity. This awareness, understanding, and knowledge of spirit appears as every visible form and experience that I could possibly desire. Just let yourself sit with that. This it appears as everything that I could possibly desire. Yeah, I didn't watch that Cat Williams interview. It's too damn long, and I'm just not that interested in Cat Williams. But I did hear a clip that someone used in their reel, in which Cat was saying that, like, he doesn't worry about anything. What's for him is for him. And if he desires it, he'll have it. He just has complete faith and trust, apparently, based on those statements, that he will be provided for. And so if he doesn't get something, he's all right. It wasn't for him. All good. And if he desires something, it's going to happen. And that's it. And that's it. All right, y'all. Thank you for showing up today. Just as I usually do, a couple of quick announcements. I just want to say that the doors for my membership group, the Sensual Oasis for Black Women, the doors are open. And through until the end of January, you can join the membership for the special New Year's price and my new opening for $25 a month. It comes with a 7-day trial, so you can come on in for 7 days. You can check it out, and you can leave if you want, but you're not gonna want to leave. I'm just telling you now. The replay of my vaginal mapping class is inside, so you can go ahead and sign up and view the replay for it, as well as my classes, other classes on sex magic, oral sex, and art of oral lovemaking. Those are also in there. Yeah, so it's $25 right now. February 1st, it goes up to $97. So this would be the time for you to come on in and join, and it will be $25 a month for you as long as you're a member, right? Black Tantra Group is hosting their retreat, ours. I am part of Black Tantra Group, April 25th through the 28th of gosh, it's coming up in a couple of months, y'all. We still have a few spots in the house for singles, and we also have an overflow hotel for singles and couples. You can learn more at blacktantragroup.com. I would love to see you there. Black Coffee, Honey, and Grits. We are having our next brunch in NYC. We are so excited for that. The brunch is geared around topics that are important to Black women, but we always love it when the men show up. We have such great conversations when we're all there. The crowd for our brunches is classy, sassy, mature. So we would love to see you at our next brunch, which is happening on May 5th of this year. And last but not least, if you're interested in booking a session with me, you have two options. One is you can do the complimentary Intro to Pleasure call that I have set up on my inside of my link there. Or you can, if you're ready to dive a little deeper, you can do the pleasure mapping call, and there is an investment for that call. So you have two options to connect with me. Check my calendar and book your session. All right, that is it for today. Thank you all so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow morning around 9-ish again for day 29 of the 40-day prosperity plan with John Randolph Price. Enjoy your Wednesday, hump day. Enjoy your hump day. Bye, y'all.